Sense, I think Vivek had suggested last week as well. I hope he made good profit on it on Tuesday.
I bought more.
Yes,
Read coming in.
Yeah.
that's good. Even I did some research on this company, and there are positive news on this company. So it is in my watch list. But I am still waiting for it to come to this support level prices. That's why I have not entered. And for me, a buy price around 1.20 for this is what I'm looking with a
Uh, I can add to this. It is very difficult to get it to 1.20 again because they had an offering of 100 million where the share price was 1.95. So I read that news and I saw that the share price had gone down to 1.9. So I bought around 200 shares at around 2 pre-market on Friday.
yeah, that's a good point. Even I read the news that they made a offering at 1.95. Vivek sir, do you have any inputs on this?
I'm not following this, so I really don't know. But if they have made a pre-offer of 1.95, then I think they should honor it and it should not come below there. Technically, can you change it to a monthly or a weekly chart? Then let's see what it is showing. How old is the stock? No, take it to a monthly chart. There is history behind it.
So it's been trading since 2016.
Only one news, or there will be more news on this because two consecutive months of big candles. Last
Mm,
2 months, big
There are
candles.
more news expected in the month of March or Feb.
Well, your target is 4.5 in our case.
Yes, I am targeting 4.5. I entered at 1.57.
And this is a monthly candle, so don't expect the target in the next 3-4 months at least.
Yeah,
Unless there's a very strong news and it just suddenly spurts out. I mean, I can't even deny that thing happening because in the last 1 month, if it had touched 3.9, it can touch 4.75 anytime. And you never know, a spike can happen. I think 1.95 would be a good price because you have news coming, you have a buy offer on it. Take it back to a daily chart then. There's one more. I wish Tahir was here. Otherwise, there is one more technique which we people as traders sometimes use. You know, when you're working on news, you can take the green candle, the big green candle, high and low, divided by two. That becomes the entry point. So in this case, the high and low, the big green candle. The high is 3, the low is 1.5. That makes it 4.5. So that makes it 2.25 or 2.
Right.
2.25 would be a right entry point for this candle just now. With a low of 1.5 as a stop loss. Then your target can be whatever you want. Take a target of 5 also. You look at the last candle. The last candle low is what?
Last low is 213.
213. So if I were you, I would go for a buy at about 2.2 at this point if somebody wants to enter tomorrow with a stop of 2.10, a 10-cent stop loss, or a stop of 184, 185, 184, somewhere there. Because you know the buy price is already at 195, so 185, 185 or 190 could be a good stop to enter the price.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Try
Let's
EFN,
see.
which
Let's
I've
see.
already tried it out. Let's see where my estimates are right or wrong.
Right. So you have entered or are you looking to enter?
This
11:15.
just came up on my screener today.
Yeah.
Before our Zoom meeting, I was just going through the screener
Mhm.
and put this on chart.
Okay. So on this we have a high volume sell off which has brought it into this oversold position.
Yes.
and the support is at
12.25.
12.2. Yeah. So
And there's a gap, up just below it.
yeah, that's why I would wait for it and
Yes.
11 point.
Which is very close to the gap.
Yeah. 11, 12 or 11.95. I think that's what you also mentioned,
Yes.
right? 11.5.
Check your Word document. What does it show?
Yeah,
1150.
1150. So
Buy at 1150.
yeah, 11.95 is what I feel is a good support. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Even if
It
you
should be a
look
good
at
entry point.
August, it was
Yes.
the week.
1190.
Yeah, the
So
weekly
11
basis.
be the right approach price. And the point is, why am I expecting it to go down? Because of the last big red candle. Huge volume. Uh, almost 3 times your average volume of 10 days. 3 times the average volume.
Yes,
Twice the volume, the candle was not very big.
but the volume was high, and people are
Yeah,
seeing this gap up. So this
this gap
gap
down.
up is
This gap to be filled in.
yes. So I think 11.85 would be a
Ideal buying price,
yeah.
yes. With practically zero, almost minimal stop loss.
All right, with a stop loss of $11, 11.15.
Yeah, you could do that.
If we are buying at this 11.85, like less than
Yeah,
$1 stop loss.
less than about 50 cents down. 1130 would be the stop loss.
Yes. Okay, so ACB, for those who are watching at ACB, it's on downtrend, being at mid Bollinger Band. It crossed it and then it formed a green candle, which could be a hint of it reversing from here, but Williams R is still downward. And I'll just quickly add RSI as well. So both are downward. I would say it would be better to watch for a few more sessions. If it reverses from here, you might see the next session trading to be closer to this mid Bollinger Band, um, upward. And if it is continuing, it would be closer to the mid Bollinger Band, but uh, under mid Bollinger Band. So in next 1 or 2 sessions, it might not be very clear whether it would be good time to enter. So if it trades up from mid Bollinger Band, you could enter. If it trades lower than mid Bollinger Band, it would be better to wait for it to come down at around 10.7. Is that fine? I'm not sure who had requested.
So generally, once the candle moves out of the upper Bollinger Band, that's a sell signal. You should definitely sell, right?
Sorry, your voice was breaking. What
Yeah,
was
I
your
was just
question?
asking a question like the red candle when it's moving out of the upper Bollinger Band, does
Mhm.
that indicate you should sell?
That's right.
Yes. Yes. So what it
Normally you should.
Okay, and so if you want to buy again, then where do you buy? On the midline?
Lower Bollinger Band.
And
so
what are the chances from the mid Bollinger Band it'll start climbing back up again?
There's a high probability because that is the 20-day moving average, 20-day exponential moving average, and a 20-day moving average is normally a strong support price for a script for a share. But in case if it breaches, it falls down, it will touch the lower Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band is like a boundary line for you. for the price to move in between these two. Keep that in mind.
Okay. Now with the Bollinger Band, what's another indicator to use alongside RSI or?
I normally use RSI, Williams R, and CCI. There are people who will use MACD also. There are people who will use parabolic SAR also. There are a lot of other indicators which I used. I used Williams R and CCI because they are forward indicators. Right now, it all depends. Are you fond of technicals or not? I can also use Ichimoku clouds along with Bollinger Bands, which is even more forward indicator. I mean, that's a different subject which I can take for a different day. Ichimoku clouds. You take it, you add an indicator if you want.
So if you want to pick the top three, I understand it would be RSI with Williams R and Bollinger.
Yes, along with CCI if I can, because Yahoo gives me the Ichiko ICH. Williams are on Yahoo. I can add multiple indicators which will help me.
Okay, because I was using TradingView, and on TradingView, I think
TradingView does not give you, but if you have a Yahoo account or even a Yahoo email, Yahoo is free and the rates are live. TradingView, the rate may not be live.
Okay, got it.
Kamal, don't do this because this is confusing.
Yeah.
I can tell you later on, but it is effective, but it is highly confusing.
Yeah, I'll try.
It requires a full-fledged and R to explain.
Okay. So maybe we can plan one session sometime.
Oh, it's a very complex one. Mat karna. Don't do it. It's very complex. But it's more graphic. It's very graphic if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a strategy of that Ichimoku one day.
Can I ask a quick question if it's okay?
Sure.
What's the difference between Williams R and MACD?
Williams R and MACD.
MACD, yeah.
MACD basically talks divergence. I don't know how both are calculated. I just know the implications and how they are worked upon. To be honest, I really don't know how they are calculated, both of them.
Okay, now I was just thinking because you preferred Williams R.
I preferred Williams R because that is a forward indicator. MACD, RSI are all laggard indicators.
Okay.
They will take place after the price has reacted.
Got it.
Williams R and CCI are forward indicators which tell you in advance what's going to happen. So if you look at any chart of your choice, I can actually show it to you on Williams R that after that Williams R has peaked, the price has dipped. Now you look at this red candle here.
Mm-hmm.
Any peak candle, Williams, then it has just dipped down. Now where Kamal is showing just now, the left candle is the green candle and the Williams R is at what level? -12. Now I told you Williams R after -10 is ready to fall down. CCI is at 168, which is a plus. It only fell down after that. Look at the chart below. It just dipped. And the next candle is a red candle.
Okay. So in RSI, they say if it's below 30, it's oversold. Above 70, it's overbought. So what's the similar
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In Williams R? What's
in
the
Williams R, the figures run between 0 and -100. Between 0 and -100. When it comes to -100, Hassan. So what happens is when it is near -90, Williams R -90 means it gives you only -10 points lower to go. It may not go to -99, -100. So anything after -95, it can reverse. Sometimes it also reverses from -90 also. So anything, once it touches -90, you should be ready, alert to buy. The chart which Kamal is just now showing to you on 21st of December, the Williams R was already at -95. it went up slightly and dipped further. The price, you look at the pattern, because it had to touch down to the lower Bollinger Band. Now, around,
So I think what he was saying is around this time when it is touching lower Bollinger Band, you could see the Williams R is again minus 93, minus 95, and it is touching the lower Bollinger Band and it starts reversing.
Right. So, like he mentioned, minus 90 or 95 gives you a buy signal. What's the upper limit of Williams R where you should start considering to sell?
Like he mentioned, if it is minus 10 towards 0, from minus 10 to 0 is a sell signal for you with Williams R. So in this case, it is minus 4, which indicates that it has reached its sell point.
Got it.
In this case, it was minus 7.
So Williams R and CCI, he mentioned, would be the
Forward indicators, yes.
forward indicators.
That's why you would see in most of the sessions we use Bollinger Band, Williams R, and CCI. So all three are kind of helping as a forward indicators.
Okay, and Bollinger Band basically, would you say it's also a forward indicator or it's a lagging indicator?
It's an envelope which has range for as a forward indicator. If you take the last value of your band, though it shows till the candle on that day, but it's giving you the range up to which it can reach. So which means it's a forward indicator.
Got it.
So the candle here is midway at the mid Bollinger Band, but it can reach, if it goes up, it can reach 16, and if it goes down, it can touch near $10. So which is if it goes on downtrend.
Okay, now like Williams R, does CCI have ranges as well for a buy or sell signal?
Yes, for CCI, it as you can see here, it ranges from plus 200 to minus 200. So when it is above 100 or above, it's a sell signal for CCI, and if it is minus 100 or lower than that, around minus 50, you would see it's a buy signal.
Anything lower than minus 50?
Minus 150 is minus 100 is a oversold position, and minus 150 is a time where you could look to get in.
Got it. And more than 100 would be basically sell signal.
Yes, it's in oversold, no, overbought position.
Overbought, yeah.
Okay. So if you still have questions, you can ask. I'll just take the next talk in the list. I think we have had a long session. So I'll just quickly make sure to cover the stocks which are requested. Do you have any more questions or anyone on the call?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so AFA, and it's in overbought position. If you see in the last trading session, since it formed a green candle, that's why the Williams R and CCI, it is kind of upward, which is on a overbought position. It is turning upward, So it might run little up, but ultimately after around 17.5 or its 52-week peak, if it goes up from here, it might cross this and then fall down again because it's in overbought position. So even if it forms green candle here, you can ultimately expect it to correct. And if it starts on, it already started on correction, it formed a green candle here. So most likely if someone who is looking to enter, expect it to come down to the mid Bollinger level for getting in this stock, whether it goes up and then comes down or if it continues go down. The buy point would be around $12.5 for AFA if someone is looking to enter. SCY.
My apologies, I've just come in again.
No worries, sir. Do you want to continue?
No, if you resolve that issue, why should you bother? If his query has been resolved, that's good enough.
Or Hussein, if you have any questions, please feel free to stop us. We'll cover that and then we can move further. Else we'll continue with this SGY. SGY it's on correction and both Williams R CCI are downward. So let's keep this in watch list for it to buy around 0.29. 0.29.
0.3, 0.2, yeah.
Yeah. 0.29 or 0.3. 0.3 is 0.295 is a support. So that would
Yes.
be good buy for the buy point for this. And since it's an energy stock, keep watching how crude is being traded. So mostly it would follow other energy sector stocks as well. And by the way, this is again a penny stock which has given me good profit. So I was lucky enough to get into this. Yeah, I have traded multiple times on this, so I like this stock. I had started trading with this around May, made some profits here, then again entered here. In between also I would have entered, but it uh, it didn't go up from there. So luckily I was not having at this point when it started dropping, when all the energy sector stocks started going down. Again I bought it somewhere here. So it's a good stock. I say good because it has given me profit, and when energy sector is good, you can expect on a day it goes up like 5%, 10% on this stock. Even if you are not able to enter near the lower Bollinger Band, if you are able to enter near mid Bollinger Band, like the current price, it could still at the current price, if you enter it, you could expect it to sell at 0.37, 0.375. But now indicators are not in favor, so let's keep it in watch list for a buy around 0.295 or 0.29. FCEL. FCL. It has had a good news in last a week or 10 days. So it's on an uptrend since November, mostly because of the sector in which it is, fuel cell energy. Uh, Expected to continue on downtrend. On uptrend. For someone to enter in this, I would say again support price of around 1430 would be good for this stock to enter. If someone is already holding it, target price of 2050 would be a short-term target. It could be good for even longer hold. If we see the way it has traded for past 2-3 months, you could easily expect to form a new 52-week peak. So target in that case, I would say you could target for $30 for now, because previous peak was 29.4. So target of $21, because it was very close to 21, but it couldn't reach, which I would expect it to reach next time when it goes up. So for very short hold, $21 could be a target, and for a long-term hold, the next target could be 24 dollars and 28.5. So these could be medium term targets on this one. Though this price was in 2017, but you could expect, considering this rally, to reach 24, and 24 would be the next target after 21, 24, and then 28 or 28.5. Okay, next DND. This is there in my watch list as well. It's a new stock on TSX. It's going through correction, very close to its lower Bollinger Band, hasn't touched it, but was in oversold position for some time, then recovered, and then still it's under oversold in Williams R and CCI. And if somebody who is looking to get into this stock from long time, it's better to wait for some more time, primarily because if you see this lower Bollinger Band, it is starting to bend downward, even the mid Bollinger Band. So you could get at a little lower price as well. The next support looks to be around 39.25, and then there's a gap up. So a buy around, if you are buying at around 39, or if it reaches 39 with with higher volume, you could wait for it to cover this gap up. If it comes up with less volume and is reversing, then you could enter this at 39.25 with a stop of 37.9 or 38. So it would be like $1, close to $1 stop loss. And since it's under mid Bollinger Band, once it starts moving up, you could expect a target of 52.5. If any questions, please feel free to ask. I am just rushing to make sure that the stocks that are requested, I'll quickly touch upon them. So DCBO was on downtrend. As you can see in the last candle, it has started on uptrend. Both Williams R and CCI are confirming its trend reversal. So if someone wants to enter this stock, it could be a good time to enter, because as you can see here, on 21st it touched to minus 199, minus 191 on CCI and close to 95 on Williams R, and it was high time for it to reverse as per these two indicators, and that's why we see a green candle here, which is a indicator, which is a confirmation of it's starting to reverse from here. So if someone is watching this stock, it looks good to enter at this point with a target of 84.3. 84.3 would be 84.34 could be a target for this. Next is OBLN. It's a health tech stock. It has gone quite high on 20th June. I am also watching this stock. For someone who wants to enter this, I would say it's better to wait. Though Williams R has moved up because it closed, it opened lower and then closed lower than the previous day. So I would wait for this stock. Right buy price for this. Let's see. So around $4 would be entry point for this. It had its support back in May May 2019 around this support. So I would expect it might reach 4 again for someone looking to enter this, since it's already on correction. And the target again for this, with current price of $6, the next target which did it reached 10.77. If it spikes again, it might reach to 13. So buy of 4 with a first sell at 8 and then second sell at 12, because if you buy at 4 and selling at 12, you're already three times on it. For now, it would be better to keep in watch list and wait for it to fall further and then enter. So CCI is in overbought position. These indicators will also drop once it comes to the buying range. So as of now, it's good to be in watch list only. And NNDM. Okay, it's at overbought position at its 52-week high So if someone is holding it, it's good time to sell and take your profits. And if someone is looking to enter, wait for it to correct and a buy price around 9.9 or $10, 9.9 or yeah, 9.9, $10 could be a good entry point for this. It has been on rally since September and is in producer manufacturing. So looks to be a good stock, especially the way it has gone up from here. Definitely there could be some news which has made this to go, should take this exponential up. So it looks to be a good stock for a long-term hold. So it is reversing, as you can easily see. Yeah. So definitely a good stock to enter, but wait for it to correct. Yeah. Next, BNGO. I think most of the health tech stocks have have started to form this kind of pattern. They were traded at higher prices around 2 years back, were at the bottom in last year or so, and have now started correcting. That's why you could see this huge gap ups, and even though there is gap up, the way they are trading are upward. The candles on gap ups are longer, with they being mostly green because of their previous history. Now, but for BNGO, it's almost near to its all-time high. Its all-time high was 10. I'm not sure if it already reached 10. Yeah, so this has a better view. So if you see, it's very close to its all-time high, and I would expect it to touch that and fall back at least for some time, and then maybe it can continue further. But as of now, since it is inching closer to its all-time high, that's why it's still on uptrend, even though it has given gap up openings. It's traded up. So for someone looking to enter this stock, I would say it's better to avoid entering this. After you enter, it might go little up, but in the long run, correction looks due for this. It's already in overbought position. AML, ABML, I'm not sure if it has a chart. Okay. I think Amit or someone in the group is on this, and he is made good profit on this. Yeah, Ninan, sorry. So it's a uptrend in overbought position. Are you looking for a target price for this? It's at all-time high. And in overbought position. So if you are already on this stock, it's good time to exit. At least 70-80% of the stocks you could exit, with 10 to 20% of the positions if you still want to hold to see if it continues further. But I think at this point of time, it looks better to exit if you are already in this. And re-entry would be at its next support around 1.5. Unless there is, because it's again a penny stock and it's traded on OTC market, which doesn't have stringent rules. So uh, there could be less information on the company financials. So keeping a small portion of your current position would be much safer, even if you want to still hold on this for a longer time. And since it's on OTC market, I would not recommend if one of you among beginners want to get into this stock. You could prefer some other penny stock which are traded on either on NYSE, NASDAQ, or TSX, TSXV. In any case, if someone wants to enter, buy price around this support of $1.5 would be something that you could look to enter, but for short terms. LSPD, it's a stock which is in my watch list as well. We had discussed about it a couple of weeks back, and it's on downtrend. It's continuing on downtrend. Good thing is, on last trading session, the market tried to push its price up, and in next session it might be at trading at a little higher price near this mid Bollinger Band. If that happens, it could start reversing from here, but better to watch for a few more sessions. The reason why I am saying that it could start reverse from here, if you look at its previous on June 6th Jan 6th candle, it crossed its mid Bollinger Band, and then market pushed its price up, and then it continued further. So if it opens around this price and is traded at price higher than the closing which it gave on Friday, you could consider to get in smaller quantity. Right. So I think we had.
Hi Kamal, I want to add that we had discussed this stock and it was observed that this stock goes down till its earning, and probably February 4th is the earning. And looking at it history, it further goes down till February 4th, and after that it starts reversing.
Yes, and thanks for reminding that. That's a very good point. We had discussed about this, about its pattern just before earnings. So just before earnings, about 10 days or 2 weeks before the earnings, it drops, and upon earnings or on the day of earnings, it starts reversing. So on that point, since the earnings is on 4th, let's watch how it trades for a couple of more days, since we have earnings about 10 days from here. So it could still continue down, and then 2 or 3 sessions before or around the earnings time, it might reverse. If it again tomorrow or day after watch it if you are looking to, if you are someone who is waiting for this stock to enter from long time. Watch it closely. I was saying based on its previous two corrections, it had not reached its its lower Bollinger Band. However, it was Vivek, right? Vivek's point is valid. We had discussed last time. So keep a watch on whether it continues on its downtrend or it's
Yeah,
starting to reverse
it's
from here.
even this is on my watch list, and it was discussed that good entry point for this stock would be somewhere between 72 to 75.
Yes,
So,
around
and
80.
yeah, so that was what was discussed.
That's right. So buy price around 80, 79.5. I think we would have discussed about this support. 79.5 would be ideal if you want to buy and hold it for long term. As this stock is good for a long term hold, it's traded both in Canadian market on TSX and also on NYSE. Yeah, on NYSE. So you can expect this stock to move faster because it's traded in US market as well. Now, if someone who has only Wealthsimple trade account, they can prefer to, they can buy the one on TSX. If someone is having Questrade and IBKR account for trading on US stock, um, for this particular stock, if you, since you are buying for long term, you could prefer to buy the one on TSX. If you are buying any stock which spikes, um, you could choose to buy the stock which is on NYSE or Nasdaq, as you have the flexibility of selling it in pre-market if it is high. That's how I usually take the stocks on if they are trading in both the markets. BB is another stock which is traded in both the markets, and I think we needed Pawan to know whether he's still more greedy with this. And we can now appreciate why he was expecting more. Even on last session, it has gone up. So anyone on the call is still holding BB?
Yeah, I'm still holding.
Great. So we can expect party from you.
Sure. Anytime.
So what is the target you are looking?
I'm looking for long term. I think earlier, I think Isan, I think he's not joining, but I think earlier he used to mention, we can give this, to the next generation.
Okay.
Looking at, the current fundamentals, I'm planning to hold, for the long term.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you could take some profit and buy it again at a lower price as well if you prefer to. Keep some of your positions intact. I mean, 20 to 50%, 25 to 50% you can keep it, and maybe you can exit, and then again once it drops, then buy back again. So
Okay.
with that, you are still holding it for next generation, but also
Yes, you're right. Yes, I do.
yeah, you're also taking some profit to increase your position in this if you want, with the same amount. Means by selling at higher price, you can take the profit from BlackBerry itself to buy more BlackBerry stocks.
Yep. Do you see a downtrend? Come on.
It should correct.
Okay.
I hope you are also expecting. Yeah, so see, it's in overbought position, and it's not a penny stock which we can expect it to continue going like up and up. So obviously there is correction is due. On this session, it had traded little down, and then the next session it covered up with this Madhubaza candle. Almost, though it has a week on both ends. So Monday it might open higher. You can expect it to cross 1450 on Monday again. If I think it had crossed on 1428 it has reached, so it can touch 1450 on Monday. But then after that session, maybe in 2 or 3 sessions, you could expect it to start correction. Right, and its earnings is in March, so
What's a good point to enter into BlackBerry once it corrects, let's say?
that's an interesting thing to watch, because the way it has gone up, once it starts correction, I would also be watching it closely to see how it starts a correction, means how much is the volume. If it forms a very big candle, then you could expect it to reach near this support of around $9. And if the correction is not with huge volume, because if it goes little up further and then it comes down at a lesser volume, then it might reverse from a higher price as well. Means 10.5 or above, this could become the support. So it all depends on volume, at how much volume it is starting on correction. Hope it makes sense. If someone wants to buy it for long term, better to wait for it to come down around 9. Or even this price of 8.5 looks to be a good support for this. So 8.5 would be a better buy for long term. Yes. Vivek is, we agree with Vivek that if they don't have another good news, it is due to correct. CTS Corp on TSXV or NYC. So as we give preference to one on TSX or TSXV, I think this was the one which would have been requested. So it's on TSXV, which means it's one of the emerging stocks.
But I think we've got nice insights, Kamal, especially the ones that you've spoken in the earlier session, right? In terms of how you scan stocks, I think those are things which are going to help me in the future, because scanning is something which I never knew as to how to go about it. But I think with what you have done, I think that should help us in terms of at least having a few of the screeners, just to make sure that if not, even if you don't enter, have a look at it, have a watch, and then try and understand how it works.
Right. Thanks. I'm glad to know that you find value in that approach, and hope it helps everyone who has seen the session, who is in the session, and then they watch later.
Oh, it does, especially what you, Vivek sir, and Tahir, and in some of the instances, the others, even some of the stocks which they tell, right? At least to have them on the screen, and if not, buy them to try and understand how it is working. But now I think with these sessions, right, it is going to help me understand where to get in and where to get out as well.
Great. Thanks for your feedback. Now let's see CTS. It has had a good rally, and from when? Since March. Okay, and now it's on correction. 5.95. It looks very attractive to me this any stock which is under $10, I am up for it. So it's on correction. It had touched its mid Bollinger Band and then market pushed it up. But still it's on downtrend as confirmed by Williams RCCI. So would be better to keep in watch list, see it for some more time whether it continues on downtrend. The next session it might be down itself because though it touched the mid Bollinger Band and it has moved up, the mid Bollinger Band would stretch upward or incline upward, and as the upper Bollinger Band you can see it's bending almost straight. So expect it to continue on correction for some more time, and buy entry for this support price of around 5.3. This could be a support, or with a stop loss at 4.9, about 35 cents stop loss. But this stop loss is important as there's almost a gap down here. So buy around 5.28 or 5.3 with a stop loss at 4.9, and the target price could be, since it's on upward trend, we could expect it to form its next 52-week peak. So a target of 6.8 or $7 could be fine for this CTS. Thank you. I'll also add this in my watch list. Then NIO, it has started reversing from its correction, and I think even in post market it has traded good. So if someone was waiting for it to enter on next trading session Monday morning, you could enter. For short term target of around, this is it reversed from close to 67 with a short term target of 67 or 67.5, and long term target I think we had discussed last time of close to 100. If long term I mean 6 months to 9 months target. If someone wants to hold even longer, this is promising, even though in US the Chinese stocks are being considered to be banned. But NIO, I had also watched its CFO's video, and they are open to share their financials, go through the audit process which US government expects, so which makes them comfortable in not being stopped from trading in the US market. So NIO would continue trading. So it's a good stock for holding for long term, especially those who have been trading with Tesla. NIO is promising like Tesla in this sector. Blue, yes, I am on blue since long time. It was red since very long time, and now it has started green. So yes, around mid of November it started reversing, then it was consolidating for some time, and then at the start of this year it has started continuing further on its uptrend. So if someone who is already holding like me from long time, I see this huge gap down, which is the reason why, even though I am having considerable position, I have not exited. The next target I was seeing was 5.5, which I think on this, if you see, it had reached that. So next target which I'm looking is 7 point something over here. Sorry, 6.16. So I'm expecting the next time it starts coming up again, it to touch 6. At 6, I might exit with some of my position and still hold for some about 50% to see how it closes this gap down. For someone who is looking to get in this stock now, if someone wants to enter blue, you could look at this support at around 4.45 to enter this. Now, since we have been discussing Bollinger Band lots, someone who is looking at this might think that I'm suggesting a price which is above mid Bollinger Band, but gradually you would see as it goes through the trading sessions, this since the lower Bollinger Band is upward and even mid Bollinger Band is upward, this would bend upward and might reach and it would reach closer to this support price. So buy price of 4.5 with a target of 6 for short term, and if someone wants to hold like me, the next target could be $8 because there is a huge gap down, and with this trend it gives a hint that it may make an attempt to close this gap down. It won't be soon, and since I'm holding from over 6 months, I'm okay to hold even further. Okay. Next is, I think Kafa we already covered. Let's go with GRN. GRN, yes. I think Mohit might have requested this if I have not mistaken.
Yes, I asked. Thank you.
Yeah. So I
asked, like, I gave my list and then I had to drive. So I pretty much lost all the, I was not on the call. I just joined just.
so maybe that's why we started discussing this, because you would be the one who would be interested with this. So good
I'm
timing.
hoping for a YouTube video now then.
Yeah. So for
the YouTube version of the session.
okay, sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a long session. I'll just try to.
Maybe just the stock screener on the YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'll just see. Yeah, thanks for Vivek. Okay, so GRN, are you still holding or did you exit?
No, I'm still holding it.
Okay, yeah, it's on uptrend, and if you are holding for long term, I think you can exit next time small position at $3. I don't recall, that's what I mentioned in the group chat. So you could expect it to form its new 52-week peak once it starts going up. Yeah, it's now on correction, and if someone wants to enter, support price of 2 point, yeah, around 2.10, a new entry at around 2.10, or a better support looks to be near 2.15. So if someone wants to enter it again, or Mohit, if you want to increase your position, 2.15 could be the price at which you could increase your position again, with a target of $3 for this GRN.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
unless there is any bad news for the company and it starts going on downtrend. I haven't explored the news about the companies. The target price I mentioned is based on what we are seeing, the way it has traded since last October. So I'm based on this trend, it looks to me that it will continue on its uptrend and a target price of $3. Please do check any news around this company if you are trying to enter new, or Mohit, also for you, since you are
Yeah,
already
sure.
holding it.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now NVM. Okay, NVM. New me. NVM. Is it NVM or NVMI? So the stock which is coming up in the search is NVMI. Not sure if this is the one that's being requested. Since there's no NVM, I'll wrap up with the analysis of this one. So it's also on uptrend and is going through minor correction. So if you are watching this stock to get in at this price, it would be better to wait for it to correct up to 71.75. 71.75 would be a good end, or even further, the next support is at 67. But since it's on uptrend, it may not reach to this price. So buy price around 71.75 or 71.5 would looks good as of now for this. And with a target price of 82.5. And if we see it, if it has a history, no, it's going on its all-time high. So we can expect it to continue going further. But whoever is entering this, it's better to keep stop loss and put a trailing stop loss. So if it keeps going further, you are, by having trailing stop loss, you are making sure that you won't lose if it starts reversing. Yep. So that was it. Any last question with anyone on call? I really appreciate everyone who are there on the call now for this again long session.
Yeah. Kamal, are you still holding the face drive?
Face drive, FD?
Yeah, FD.
Yes, I am holding. Still
Do you
holding.
see any point? I mean, it's the time to book the profit, or?
Yes, so it's a good question. Are you also holding it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the target which I was looking, though the way it has traded past 2-3 months, I had bought it before. I had bought it with the intention of going long on this, and that decision has worked out quite well. If we see here, I think I'm almost up over 75% on this. and I'm still bullish, holding it for target of $30, which is very, you can say, optimistic. But since if you see the last time it had reached $28, so it could touch 28, go for a minor correction, and then I expect it to go further. Is what picture in my mind of the trend it could take. That's why I'm expecting it to reach 30. On a safer side, if you want to take out profit, the target which you can look for is $28. So $30 profit, I'm looking little more aggressive, being more optimistic about it, about FD. Based on its previous peak, it had reached 28. So you could take a decision to take out your profit at 28.
28, yeah, I think it's probably, at least partially, you know, 28 looks safer.
Yeah, so that's what even I'm looking. Small portion, if I see that after touching 28, it has started dropping, means the volume is high in people selling it, then I might exit, but small position.
Yeah, because last time also it touched 28 and then it stopped, you know, significantly. It stopped, you know, 8 or 7, in fact. Yeah.
Yeah, so
7% for you.
after this, there was big bad news about the company, about the management, and then it dropped. And once it has reversed from here, then it has moved in a way that it is trying to follow this peak. So 28 is very close. You might see that some people start selling at 27.9, 27.95 because they want to make sure that they exit before someone else sells it at 28 in a bigger volume, and they miss the opportunity of selling. So you might see that on some day it might close at around 27 point something, closer to 28, but doesn't reach 28. But if you give few days for it to correct, then ultimately it may touch 28 and cross 28. Yeah, that is my view on this. It might go wrong. So for safer side, if you want to exit, you can keep a target of $28.
Okay. Thank you, Kama. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, Chetan has one question. Please, can please show how to put stop loss and limit price on Questrade and IBKR. Okay, so I have IBKR Questrade open. I think I missed to show something here. I had kept it. Maybe next time I'll cover it up. So that was related to penny stocks. When I am screening the penny stocks on TradingView was one way, and how I use the different trading platforms like Questrade and IBKR for finding the penny stocks. Maybe I'll cover this in the next session again, so it's not missed out. Now coming to Chetan's question on how to set a limit price. I think I just have one stock here. So it won't allow me because it's in cancel, and the cancel is pending, so it won't allow me to show how to set a stop loss. Maybe for buying, if you're buying on that day, depending on whether you're buying during the market hours, you want the order to be executed during market hours, you could choose day, GTC, or D. D is for the date. Set the order type as limit, your limit order price, and the duration when up to when you want your order to be um, active so that it executes. If you want it to be executed in aftermarket, could select duration as GTEM, and ARCA as, since this stock is on TSX, it's not giving an option. Let's say if you're buying Amazon, one stock, how much is its price now? The snap code. Let's say if you want to buy it at, I'm just showing as an example, 3250. Since the last price was 32992, and I want to buy at 3250 in pre-market. Duration I'll set as GTEM and route as ARCA, and then set a buy. If I would have already had Amazon in my portfolio, I could set yeah, here buy would execute, would place this order for buy order, and sell would place a sell order. And if I already have the stock, I could place a stop limit sell or a stop loss limit for the stock in case I want it to execute. If I'm already in profit and I want to make sure that it doesn't go below a particular price, then I can put a stop loss. Or after I buy, if it is going down and I want to sell at a small loss, then you could use stop loss, uh, stop limit. So you enter a stop price and a limit price. If you are using, are you using Interactive Broker? For Interactive Broker, it's similar options.
Yes, Kamal, I have both.
Okay. So on this order entry, let's say, so by the way, this platform is Trading Workstation TWS, which you have and you can install on your system. So let's say, choose the stock. Let's say Zoom. So now, since the market is closed, it's not showing NBBO value. Otherwise, it shows here, and you can do a limit buy. This day will execute on that day. Now, a very significant, important thing for beginners. This advanced, if you click this, it has two more options. One is this bracket profit taker and stop loss. So on the same buy order, you could set a profit taker with a limit price. Let's say ZOM, you are trying to buy at current, I'm not sure what's the current price, but let's say you are trying to buy ZOM at $1, and on the same order you could put a sell limit. Profit taker is like your sell limit price, so you could set a limit sell price of $1.5, and if you want to keep a stop loss as well, the stop loss of, let's say, 0.90, and it's all again day, and not go too much in detail, just not to confuse. So your limit buy order, it has additional two orders on the same order of your profit taker, which is like you're selling at a higher price, and a stop loss, which is you're selling at a small loss or whatever loss you select. And it gives configurability to set a pre-selected profit taker price or a stop loss price based on either percentage or price offset. So those are additional configurations if you want to explore. But if you want to manually do it, you could select like this. And once you select this, there would be one more feature which I wanted to show. Is fill after hours. RTH, it says Your order will be filled even after trading hours. So that option is called RTH. See, where is it? So it usually shows up here if you select RTH, which in most of my orders I usually keep it for RTH, which means my orders get placed in post market as the order is active even in post market and pre market, as well as during the trading hours. So that's a very good option to keep it selected by default also if you wish, if you are not a day trader. And if we select pre-market and post-market buy, then what will be the execution price? Same price or the price at which it opens or on the next day? So if your execution price will be, if you are choosing a limit order, then your order will execute at that limit price, whether the stock reaches that limit price in pre-market or in aftermarket or during the trading hour. Your order will execute once the stock price reaches that limit price. If you are doing a market buy and you have selected RTH, then if you have placed after the closure of aftermarket, the next day once it opens, it will buy at that price. If you have placed during the market hour, it would execute at the market price. If you buy in the post market, when the market is still open before 8 o'clock, it would buy immediately. That's why I usually don't recommend to select market buy. Limit buy orders, it gives you the control to buy at a price at which you want to place your order. Selecting it to get filled in RTH helps you to get that order placed either in post market or in pre market. Okay, hope that answers your question. And I would say I think this is it for the day. Thank you all for being on the call this long. Aditya, Chetan.
Oh, thanks again, Kamal. You need to thank you guys and have a nice weekend and happy trading for next week.
Thank
You
you,
too,
Kamal.
Aditya.
I
You too,
learned a
Chetan.
lot today.
Yeah, likewise, same here.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear.
This session is a new learning for us, and I would like to again thank you, Vivek sir, Tahir, and everyone who's providing all their insights. I think maybe in the future I should also be having some screeners then going forward.
Yeah, thanks, Aditya.